Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 34 of Chanceball, and this one is titled Graduation Preparations. Here is just a polite warning before we start. There is a scene in this chapter that I've had to skip quite heavily over, but as you all know, the completed book without any of the scenes being chopped out can be found on my Quirky Fanfics website. The link is free from my Patreon. Patreon is the same name as here, MLB224 Fanfics. Free to join to get to the website to read the scenes that have been taken out. If you dare. That I should add that in, if you dare. Okay, so without further ado, let's keep going on the chapter. But let's not start now, he said suddenly, shoving him off you. I'll see you in my room, 10 minutes. What? He replied with a smirk, breathing heavily through his nose. I'll see you then. You both lunged at each other again, kissing passionately and messily for a few seconds before being forced to part again by your hands pushing him off you. Go, you panted. He nodded and walked off down the stairs, out the gate, and then ducked around the side of the house and shadowed it, following the fence line down to your room. You smirked and closed the door behind you, and then walked back into the lounge room like nothing had happened. How was work? You asked your dad idly, making light chat before intending to excuse yourself. The usual, he replied, still stuffing his face with pizza. Okay, well, you said in that voice that you used when you're about to wrap up a conversation or meeting. I gotta go do stuff, so... You gestured wildly and then backed back towards the lounge room door. Oh, your dad said, holding his hand up to get your attention while swallowing the last of his mouthful. I need you to set something up on the TV for me. There's a show I want to record. When? I've already showed you how to record stuff, though, you replied, keeping your agitation in check. Not that hour from now, he replied, glancing at the clock. You have time for homework. It won't take long. It's not the homework I'm worried about. You groaned internally. Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure, you said quickly, before stepping to the door. Just yell for me. You sprinted off down the hall, skidding to a stop at your door and then flinging it open and scooting inside before closing it softly behind you, because parents and slamming doors were never a good mix. Oh, God, I hope Dabi's ready because we need to get a move on, you thought urgently, running to the window and throwing it open. Boo! He punctuated in a whisper, popping up from under your windowsill. Ugh! You replied in an equal whisper, slightly startled by his sudden appearance. Get in! We need to do this quickly. Why? He asked in a soft voice, clawing his way through the window and into your room. Because Dad needs me to set up something on the TV for him. Frickin' parents, I swear to God. Get on the bed then, he urged with a devious grin. You don't need to tell me twice, you whispered eagerly. Wait, your door. He pointed to it. Parents are going to get a good view if they walk in midway through. It doesn't lock, remember? Just put the chair there and we'll keep an ear out for them. Living dangerously, he mused, his turquoise eyes raking down your body as he walked to your door and dragged a chair over to it. I could care less, though. Let him watch us. Just hurry up and get over here. Yun! Your dad called again, angrier now that you hadn't come out yet. Friggin', let me come first, you snapped quietly. I'm coming! You screamed out, paling a little when you heard your dad's footsteps approaching your door. Nuggets! Dabi hissed, yanking his fingers from you and getting off the bed and running to your closet. You jumped up as well and dove for your clothes, trying to pull them on before your dad entered. Dad! You yelled. I'm changing, don't come in! When I call, I expect you to answer, he said loudly in his unimpressed dad voice as he got to your door. I know, I'm sorry, I was just in the middle of something. Give me a second, you yelled back, quickly yanking your pants on and glancing at your closet before running to the bedroom door and lifting the chair away before opening it. Sorry, you said sheepishly, hanging your head to avoid eye contact. Come and set this recording thing, your dad grunted, turning and walking off down the hallway with you in tow. Your poor heart was beating 1,000,000 miles an hour as you followed him down there, feeling very slippery between your thighs. Where's the remote? You asked as you walked in, picking it up and setting the set-top box to record the show your dad wanted. There, you said as you finished. All done? You good now? He nodded and sat down on the lounge. Yes, fine. Thank you. You handed him the remote and left, letting out a relieved sigh as you entered the hallway and walked back to your room. Your pants are on backwards, by the way, your dad hollered as you left. Ah! You screeched internally. Yeah, okay, you replied to him, while your face contorted into a grimace as you speed-walked back to your room and closed the door behind you. Hurriedly, you walked over to your wardrobe and yanked the door open. Oi! He hissed, laughing softly when you saw him crammed into the tight space. You could have put some of my clothes on while you're in there. It would have made more room for you. How would cross-dressing help make more room? he asked in a hushed voice as he pulled himself out. It'd just make me look hotter than you. You're already hot, he replied in a whisper. Is that another dig at my burns? No, Bend over. No, Dabi, When I tell you to do something, you do it. What are you, my dad? You hissed softly, slapping his hands every time they got close to you and jumping backwards to escape his grasp. Daddy, he stated in a low voice, so as not to be heard by your parents. And yes, I'm your daddy now. Bend over, baby girl. Stop, my pants are on backwards, you laughed, still trying to keep quiet as you evaded his advances while he herded you to your bed. Pants could be inside out. It would make no difference to me. Dabi leered, finally grabbing your wrist and tackling you backwards onto the bed. Do you want to go again? I didn't get my turn. He leered. Yen, your mum called. Could you give me a hand for a second? Oh, for fuck's sake, you growled, struggling to get up from under him. Whole damn family's a cockblock, Dabi grunted, being thrown off you. Maybe you should go for now. I'll owe you one next time, you said sadly. He nodded with agreement. Yeah, everyone in this house is out to keep me from getting serviced. Won't be long till we have our own place, though. We can get it on whenever we want. I'm really looking forward to it, hey, he said softly. Just us, together. On the sofa. No, I'm trying to have a moment here. Doubled over the laundry sink. No, snuggled on the lounge, watching TV, with my fingers in your... You're so hopeless. Do you even think with anything other than your dick? I thought that's what we were supposed to be used for thinking. Is there anything else we're supposed to use it? He asked with a wink to let you know he was joking. Get out, balls for brains. I'll see you tomorrow, he said with a shake of your head. Yen, your mum called again, closely followed by your father's bellowing voice. Come when your mother calls you, he hollered. Ugh, you mumbled angrily. Okay, bye. You quickly kissed Dabi on the lips and then turned to go at the same time that he rolled off the bed and opened the window to get out. Thank you for the dessert, he leered in a soft voice as he left, slipping out into the night. You're welcome, you replied as you slipped out of your room and went to see what your mum wanted. Between daily activities and hooking up with Dabi in different places, the next 6 weeks flew by, and before you knew it, it was time to move into your house. This is it, you squealed excitedly, bounding into Dabi's arms out the front of your new place. Just us against the world, baby cakes, he said as he took your hand and walked up the front steps of the place and then unlocked the doors. When did the removalists bring our stuff across? You asked, skipping inside ahead of him. Well, Dabi said as he looked out the door over his shoulder. They've just arrived with my stuff, so yours shouldn't be too far away. You grinned from ear to ear and skipped into the kitchen, the broken tap drawing your attention immediately. Ugh, I forgot about that. Gonna have to do a few things around this house to bring it up to speed. Van's here, Dabi called to you. Yay! You called back, looking around a bit more. The burly removal guys carried boxes in, along with a few chairs, a table, a really old fridge, and a tiny as heck washing machine. Where did they get the machine and fridge? You asked Dabi, watching as they both carried it in. They were in the back of the garage at home. Mum wasn't using them, so I asked if I could take them. He replied, Do they even work? You asked, noticing the strap around the fridge handle to keep the door closed. Yeah, pretty sure they do. Maybe. So confident, you teased. The washing machine does. I used it not long ago to wash a shirt and a pair of pants. Dabi said, Is that all that fits in it? The thing's so small. Yeah, pretty much. But it'll be cheap to run. Yeah, good point. Hey, miss, one of the men called to you. Where do you want your boxes? Upstairs, please, you replied. Any room's fine. The guy nodded and disappeared out the door to go and get your things. So, when do we move in? You asked Dabi hopefully. Grad is next week, and I'm free as a bird, baby, Dabi replied, picking you up and swinging you around while hugging you. I'll move in then too, you said excitedly. That'll be after my exams, of which I'm totally going to pass because I've done so much study, you grimaced on the end, and Dabi gave you a look. You better pass, baby. You won't be able to move in with me if you don't keep your grades up. I need an incentive, you said, tapping your chin as you looked around after being put back down. Okay, promise me that we'll get a new fridge and put fresh coat of paint on the walls if I pass. Do we have that kind of money? Dabi chuckled. Okay, I'll see what I can do. You cried happily. Okay, I'm going to pass with flying colours. You do that, he said, kissing your temple. It was now next week, and the night of Dabi's graduation drew nearer. Is there an after party? You asked him curiously, as you walked home together after school. Yeah, but I'm not going. The only after party I care about is the one where it's you and me in the bed, alone. Yeah, okay, one track mind. What about the Nekoma team? What about them? I don't want them in bed as well, Dabi said, confused. No, dummy, is there a farewell party or something with the team before you leave for college? Oh, yeah, I'm going to that one. Want to come? He asked. Yeah, I'd like to, he replied with a smile. It was now the night of the graduation, and you were getting ready when Dabi sent you a message. You ready yet? He texted you. Do I look ready to you? You sent back, sending him a pic of you in your underwear with your tongue out and eyes crossed, looking like the adorable dork that you are. Yep, he replied with the smirk face emoji. Ready for me to eat? You are literally such a horn dog, you sent back with the yawning emoji. Yeah, and what of it? I can't get enough of you. At least you know I'll never get bored. Yeah, that's true, you texted back. How about you? You ready? He sent a picture in reply and your jaw hit the floor. He was in a suit and your brain screamed at you. Oh my god, you look so hot in a suit, Dabi. How about later tonight you can get up close and personal with this suit? We can hide in the bathroom at Kuro's house while they're outside in the pool. He sent with another smirk face. Only if you bend me over the sink, you texted back. Done deal. What will you be wearing? He asked. Well, I don't usually do dresses, but I'm going to go with one for tonight for easy access's sake, you sent back. Would it be too bold to not wear anything underneath? If you're not wearing anything underneath, I'm going to lose it. It's so hot. You grinned from ear to ear and quickly slipped your dress on, yanking off anything underneath and hiking the skirt up a bit so you could take a picture to show him what you'd look like. Well, you won't be able to touch me until we're alone, you sent back, complete with the picture of you with nothing on underneath. I hate you so freaking much. You know that, right? He sent back, making you laugh out loud at the very obvious frustration radiating from his text. Do you though? You sent back teasingly, attaching another picture of you showing your ass under the dress. I'm going to bite that juicy cake and rake my fingers down the inside of your thighs with my tongue. The message was sent prematurely, and that's where the message stopped, making you laugh even harder as you saw the 3 dots aggressively pop up again. Ducking press send before I was ready. Damn it. He sent, dots popping up again as soon as the message came through so he could correct the ducking that he had added. You hollered, thoroughly enjoying how worked up he was getting. What's wrong, Dabi? Can't text anymore? It's all too much for you? He teased. The next message to come through from him was completely inappropriate for me to say what it was on YouTube, but I'm sure you can imagine what type of picture Dabi would have sent back to you, and you smiled as you looked at it. Want, you sent back. Come and get it. He replied with a smirk emoji. See you soon, you replied, dropping your phone onto the bed so you could continue getting ready. Dabi met you at the doors of the graduation hall and gave you a very intense look. You still got nothing on underneath, he uttered in a raspy, low voice as he reached out and pulled your body against his, one hand on your ass. His fingers flexed into the fabric of your dress, indenting into your ass cheek, and he knew immediately that you were still bearing nothing underneath. He breathed, turning his head away as he bit into his pierced lower lip. What's the matter, Dabi? He teased, knowing full well why he was acting up. You can't handle this, you added as you wiggled yourself against his side. Poor Dabi, we are so cruel. Stay tuned for tomorrow, chapter 35 coming then. I'll see you then.